What's going on, people? It's your man, the White B, back once again. So, what are head FUCK? Unbelievable. The BBBOC and UKAD have won their appeal against the NADP's decision to lift Conor Benn's suspension / clear him to fight. It was previously claimed that the NADP decision was focused heavily on UKAD's inability to rule on VADA tests and did not include examination of science explaining why clomiphene was found in Benn's system. It's currently unclear what the next steps will be, whether Benn's suspension will now be reinstated and whether he could have to face a fresh hearing. So, Hens responded here. He said, my work ethic is unmatched. Block out the noise and stay focuses. Okay, interesting. Interesting use of the English language there. English language there. Block out the noise and stay focuses. I love that. Yeah, he must stay focuses. Conor, stay focuses. That's my advice to him. Great advice. Conor's a young man, 25-year-old. My advice to all 25-year-olds is keep focuses. Yeah, if you stay focuses, then you'll be alright. Well, you'll be better than if you stay messy, that's for sure. Anyway, let's get to some more of the leaked information here. Conor Benn's hopes of fighting in the UK are dealt with a blow as the BBBOC and UKAD win appeal against his decision to get it lifted. Look at these moody terms and conditions. Conor Benn's route back to fighting on home soil may have been dealt a blow. I don't understand. Why is it only on home soil? I thought it's so messy. It's so hard to follow the whole lot of this stuff. It should be simple. Yeah? All Western countries, we all have treaties for all kinds of things. Right? If there's a criminal in the US, or if there's a criminal in the UK, you best believe Uncle Sam, he gonna come get ours. Fact, he come get you. Uncle Sam pull up. In fact, they hand you over to him. There's nothing to talk about. You going. See ya. He has some cat called Hush Puppy. Some big Nigerian scammed on him. He was posted up in Dubai. Uncle Sam flew over there and got his big ass. Let's have a look at Hush Puppy quickly. I'm digressing here, but it's entertaining. Let's peep Hush Puppy. 100% Hush Puppy. He talked too much on the gram. Hush Puppy. Yeah, this cat here, he was a big baller. Big baller. Big soft, bulbous looking baller like that. Look at this guy balling out in Dubai. He hacked too much. He loved hacking. He loved frauding too much. Now look at his ass. Look at his sorry ass now. El Federal has come got his ass. Influencers arrest in Dubai in June 2020. I think he in ADX Florence right now, truth be known. Prison. Let's see where he is. I think they put him under the ground with El Chapo. Where is he? 11 years, not too bad. But it's federal, so he's going to serve 10. Where did he get? What prison? Either way, he down bad right now. He going for it. Nigerian influencer Hush Puppy jailed for US money laundering or whatever it was. Fraud or whatever you want to call it. He down bad. Dude was... He talked too much. Yeah, a man who flaunted private jets and luxury cars is now in the hole. He posted with El Chapo at ADX Florence under the ground. He didn't talk to no one. One phone call a month he'd be on right now if he's lucky. He may be able to talk to his lawyer once a month if he's lucky. If he plays his cards right. Yeah? So, this has nothing to do with what I'm talking about here. The point was, we all have treaties and whatnot. So I don't understand how it's like, well, Ben, we know he fought in Florida, whenever it was. So he fights in Florida, but now they're saying they've won their appeal, and who knows what happens next. Can Ben appeal that appeal? It's all messy, man. It's all messy. Did he have the juice in his things or not? That's where we should start and end this one. Yeah? It should be your business as an athlete to ensure you ain't caught with no moody eggs. No moody eggs. No, none of this, none of that. It's your job. It's your responsibility. Yeah? It's a bit like I found out the other day that in the UK now you can't drive third party. without insurance. Before, you could drive, if you were insured on one car, you could drive another car with just third party insurance. Now you have to be insured everywhere you drive. My point, I'm not even sure what my point was there. Okay, well, wait a minute, what was I saying about the insurance? I can't even tell you where I was going with that. Where was I going with that? Third party. Oh, that's it, yeah. But I was saying to someone, I'll just drive the car. I'll just drive it and then I'll be ignorant. I didn't know the law changed. Not my fault. I didn't change it. Someone changed it. I didn't know about it. And then they told me, well, it's your responsibility as a license holder to keep up to date with the changes and regulations. So, same with hen. It's your responsibility to make sure that you ain't frying up no moody eggs. Simple as that. And if there's some moody compounds in your body, you have to sit down and cool off somewhere and reflect. Especially, I believe, at this top level. It's different. I think, for example, we heard years ago a UK guy called Liam Cameron. He got literally banned for 4 years for having some El Kinahan in his system, for having some La Coca. Yeah, all he had was two Escobar on the weekend, and he down bad for 4 years. That's just taking the piss, in my opinion. That's recreational. He weren't fighting on it. Fair enough, yeah. If Liam Cameron turned up, Timmy 2 turned up to the fight, and he buzzing, and he off to Escobar, I'd say, well, that's taking the piss a bit, right? Like, you shouldn't be doing that. You shouldn't be tweaking. We've all seen the police videos, the police arrest videos. Tweakers, they have superhuman strength. Yeah, anything is possible to a tweaker. I've seen a tweaker in there with 5 policemen and he's just in there squabbling. So it's not fair. Obviously, you can't come to recreational or not. Fighters shouldn't be allowed to take tweaker chemicals like the Escobar. But Liam Cameron weren't doing that. He was out of season. As far as I'm aware, he had no fight booked. He was out of season and he got popped. And they give him 4 years. Nothing to talk about. There weren't no appeals, no nothing. He down bad. Yeah, his career essentially buried under the jail alongside Hush Puppy. So why is it Conor Benn come along with actual alleged performance enhancing things, and there's a whole bunch of politicking? There's no ban, whatever. And someone like Liam Cameron, he can't afford to make sure he's on his P's and Q's. Yeah. So I believe at the top level, like Dillian Whyte, like Conor Benn, there is no excuse. Get everything you consume tested. Everything. Simple as that. And if you can't be sure, put it down somewhere. And take something else you can be sure of. Eat bread. Eat whatever. Eat chicken from Waitrose. Yeah? Simple. Why is there all this speculation? And why is it as well? Why is it people like AJ, whoever else, why is it they never pop? If it's just like, part of me thinks, well, maybe there's contaminants and things can just end up in there. Why ain't everyone else popping then? Like, why is that? Everyone else popping everyone else not popping, and just these particular individuals. Dillian Whyte has a propensity to. He was taking that Jack 3D stuff, which at the time it was like a what? Jack 3D was a supplement that had, what would you call it? It was kind of off the map. It wasn't a MyProtein or a bulk.com. Jack 3D was like one of them moody ones that you see in a juicy gym. If you went to a juicy gym, you'd see Jack 3D on the no one's there. You know, if you go to a back alley gym, you'd see Jack 3D on the thing. You wouldn't see Jack 3D at Pure Gym or Anytime Fitness. Do you understand? So Dillian Whyte was into them different. He was experimenting, which is fair play. But if you experiment, yeah, those that can't hear must feel. You try to be too experimental with it, and now you're paying the price for that. That's on you. Same as Conor Benn. Yeah, Conor Benn has exposure to AJ. Ask AJ, hey AJ, how is it you've been doing this sport 15 years and never been popped? What are you eating? I'm gonna follow what he's eating. And I'm pretty sure these days you can buy these meal prep places. I bet you any money Conor Benn could buy some bougie meal prep place for £100 a day, and they're going to bring him in a la carte, for sure, the proper things. Yeah? Make sure he got the 10-10 with no moody ingredients in. He could have been done that. He has the resources to do that. Dillian White has the resources to do that. So I ain't trying to hear no excuses from these guys. Especially when there's no real financial incentive. I'm the first one to jump off the conspiracy route. But really, why would someone be plotting against Conor Benn for? There's money to be made for everyone. Same as Dillian White, to be quite frank. Why would people be plotting against Dillian White? Don't make no sense. These guys make money. Usually these things are brushed under the carpet, if anything. So, for them to be popped, they probably did something in that respect. This ain't a Liam Cameron who ain't doing nothing for no one, and you can just bin him off for 4 years in a ban. These are top dogs. So we either have to believe, oh, well, the UKAD and BBBOC are hating on Conor Benn, or we have to say, well, maybe there was something there. And the excuses they came up with, it was actually, he's been eating 50 eggs a day. Who believes that? I don't. And apparently they backtracked. Oh, no, he wasn't eating 50 eggs a day. It was at a week. Just trying to throw darts at a board and hope something sticks. But yeah, I don't know why Conor Benn can fight in the US. The US system's a bit different. I think a lot more it's done on a state-by-state basis. There isn't so much federal, as far as I'm aware. It's all state commissions. So you could be banned in one state and then be able to fight in another state within the US. So Conor Benn, coming from the UK, clearly he can just pull up and fight there. Or even go into Saudi. Unless you've got some sporting treaty that says that everyone agrees with, okay, if we find you guilty in the UK, then you can't fight in Saudi. Unless people agree to that, then it's a bit of a leave it situation, as we've seen. Conor Benn's now fighting in the US, in Florida, a big state in the US. If anything, Florida's known to be one of the least regulated states. God knows what he's doing over there, although his performances have looked weak. I think Conor Benn probably is clean now because he can't punch for nothing. That's a fact, right? He was knocking everyone's spark out. Sparking people in 2 rounds. Now he's in there 10 rounds, 12 rounds, getting punched up, politicking, 50-50 fights with bums. So listen, I said long before Conor Benn got back in the ring, I said, I'm not sure if he juiced, but the evidence I'll take will be circumstantial evidence based on his performances. If Conor Benn's still smoking people, then he probably was clean. But if you go in there, and again, this was before he went life and death. Let's have a look. Long before, that was the hypothesis I put out there. Yeah? The hypothesis is valid because it was done before we saw his performances. I didn't jump on there and say, oh, well, Conor Benn looked bad, so he's probably juicing. I hypothesised he's going to look bad if he was juicing. And 2-2s, he was going in there totally ferocious. Conor Benn was in there, yeah, with seasoned dudes, seasoned professionals like Chris Algieri and... is it Chris Van Heerden? And totally devastating. Come straight forward, bobbing and weaving, looking to let his hands go. Now, in the last few fights, he's fell off. That's the truth. He's looking like a victim. Here we go, look at this, people, look. This bit here, this run here. He sparked out Algieri in 4 rounds. He sparked out Vargas in a round. He sparked out Chris Van Heerden in 2 rounds. And then he comes back, he fights unknown dudes, Rodolfo, never heard of him. He goes 10 rounds, no knockdowns. And that was a close fight. He then fights Peter Dobson, never heard of him. And he goes 12 rounds, no knockdowns. So you've gone from sparking people to no knockdowns, never really even getting close to a knockdown. And you're going points. That is suspect, people, circumstantially, of course. So I do believe he need a ban. I'm going to be honest with you, based on what I've seen. He does need a ban. Has he cleaned up now? I think he has, based on evidence. That's not the point, though. Getting caught and then cleaning up, that's the whole point you have bans. I'm going to ban his ass because he did something wrong. He need a 2-year ban, in my opinion. He young enough. How old is he now? Let's have a look. 27. Well, he's not even that young anymore. It's crazy how time goes on, doesn't it? He was like 19 at one point. He's 27 now. Jesus. So he's not that young, but sit down somewhere for a year or 2 and then come back. And that's really what Conor Benn should pitch for here, in my opinion. He should go to the authorities and say, listen, well, it's difficult though. If he admits it, then they're going to smack him with a book. He'll get 4 or 5 years. So it's a 2-edged sword, but maybe he can get a deal. Maybe he can go there and say, I'll kind of plea. Sometimes, I think it's called an Alfred plea. which is more in the criminal system. But in an Alfred plea, it's like almost like what is it? Let's have a look here. Let's have a look at what an Alfred plea is, man. Alfred plea. Here we go. Yeah. In the United States, an Alford plea, also called a Kenny plea, an Alford plea and the Alford doctrine, is a guilty plea in a criminal court whereby a defendant in a criminal case does not admit to the criminal act and asserts innocence, but accepts imposition of a sentence. And the reasoning or the logic behind this is that you believe that you're going to lose the case. You can plead guilty, but still believe you're innocent, but believe you'd lose in court, kind of thing. It's a bit of a weird one, but that's what you should do right now. Yeah, I believe I'm innocent. I'm fixing to Alfred plea right now. I'm innocent, but I believe I'm going to get smoked by the prosecution as such, UKAD or the BBBOC, and hence I'm going to try and plead this one out and get a plea of 1 or 2 years. Say to the UKAD, listen, it's going to cost you a whole bunch of money in court. Let's work out a way to get through it, because the amount of time Conor Benn's wasted, he might as well have just got it over and done with if he can get a year or two. Obviously, if he's looking at 4 years, then he might as well carry on fighting it. But who knows? He may go on to lose anyway. But what would that mean? Okay, he loses in the UK. Can he still fight in the States? Can he still fight in Saudi? Well, nothing really changed, then, has it? I mean, who's fighting in the UK now anyway? None of the big guys are fighting in the UK. That's the truth. They'll go into Saudi. The one thing I will say is that I believe Prince Sheikh Turkey Mohammed bin Salman, I don't think he'll take Conor Benn on, as it stands. Unless he's cleared, I don't think he'll put him on. I'll be very surprised if he does. Yeah, Saudi, they're trying to make their situation look good. Yeah, they're trying to make out they didn't smoke a dude in a Turkish embassy, right? So they ain't trying to be affiliated, publicly at least, with anything that's a bit dodgy. And put Conor Benn on for what? Conor Benn isn't like a McGregor status, where he's going to add so much value that it's worth the risk. Conor Benn's medium level, yeah? While Saudi's concentrating on AJ, Fury, Usyk, does Conor Benn, is he worth the risk? No. So I'll be very surprised if Conor Benn, well, as it stands, gets to do business in Saudi, particularly when we know the Prince, well, publicly saying, I want to bring boxing back. Well, there's no way he's going to want to associate with Benn, as it stands now. Rightfully so or not, listen. It's all back and forth, isn't it? I've said a long time ago, I don't really care, truth be known. It's all just, it never ends, it never goes nowhere. It's just a whole back and forth, a whole bunch of politicking, it seems. And even if you get got, then he go to America and fight. So what was it all for? I've seen people in the comments saying, yeah, let's clean boxing up. Really? You ain't cleaned nothing up. Okay, you've stopped him fighting in the UK, which really don't mean much these days. Conor Benn, he weren't really fighting in the UK anyway like that. I guess he was actually. Conor Benn, because of his dad, was quite a big UK brand. Tell me a big fight he's had. He hasn't even had no big fights. And at 147, the weight he's fighting at, the big fight right now is, well, big fight. The industry fight is Jaron Ennis. Crawford's moving up for sure. So there'll be quite a lot of belts available, to be honest. None of which I believe are in the UK though. I guess you've got people like Josh Taylor, and they're 140 still. But Josh Taylor can move up, but can he fight in Scotland? Probably not. UK, yeah, no. It's not the England doping thing, so that will ban Scotland too. Yeah, anyway, let's get to some more of the details here. Conor Benn's route back to fighting on home soil may have been dealt a blow after UK and blah, 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 boring. It is believed a decision was communicated last week by the NADA, who had cleared Benn to resume boxing in his country back in July. That was challenged by the Board of Control and UKAD, with both parties confirming in August that they were planning to contest the NADP ruling. Mail Sport understands they have been successful in that protracted process though it is currently unclear whether the outcome of the appeal could lead to Benn's British-based suspension being reimposed. But he couldn't fight in the UK anyway, though. I don't know what they mean by reimposed. He wasn't fighting in the UK anyway. Likewise, it remains to be seen if this 18-month saga, which follows our revelations in October 22 that Ben had twice tested positive for banned substance clomiphene, could ultimately be heading for the Court of Arbitration for Sport. Let's have a look, actually. I want to see what food is clomiphene in. In this study, the possible contamination of eggs and chicken meat with clomiphene was investigated, since it had been shown that clomiphene administration can lead to an increased egg production rates in hens. Wow. When a drug is administered to a chicken, it can accumulate in certain parts of the body or even in the eggs. We've got Wilder here. Athletes are permanently at risk of inadvertent ingestion of prohibited substances, as shown so prominently across countries by the clenbuterol scandal. In consideration of the growing number of AAFs related to clomiphene, it cannot be excluded that food contamination is one reason for this phenomenon. In this study, the possible contamination of eggs and chicken meat with clomiphene was investigated, since it had been shown that clomiphene administration can lead to increased egg production rate in hens. The results of this study reinforce the concern that clomiphene given orally to laying hens migrates to and is stored in eggs. The determined clomiphene levels result in absolute amounts of 10 to 20, whatever that is, per egg. These amounts are more than 1,000-fold below. These amounts are more than 1,000-fold below the daily therapeutic dose, so no effect would be expected with the consumption of a contaminated egg. However, many athletes have a high protein diet and may consume clomiphene contaminated eggs in larger quantities. You know what though? This is easily solved, people. Yeah? Conor, okay, listen. They say it's 1,000-fold below the therapeutic dose, so you'd have to have how many eggs? You'd have to have about 100 eggs or 50 eggs. 50 eggs to get a therapeutic dose. Who's eating 50 eggs? Like, your toilet must be spun all the way up. People talk about spinning the block up, yeah, trust me. Conor Hens' toilets will be spun all the way up. 50 eggs, how many calories is that? An egg has about 100 calories. That's 5,000 calories just in eggs. Is it even sustainable? He's only a little guy, 147 pounder. I don't believe he's eating 5,000 calories of eggs per day every day. Oops. That's hard to believe. Sorry. That's a mad amount of calories. Bottom line. Again, is it even... Who would wake up and eat it every day? That's dead. And even so, put that to one side. Simple as this, people. Conor, where were you buying your eggs from? Yeah? Simple as that. Show us where you're buying your eggs from. Boom. Because it may be the case them eggs don't have no clomiphene in. And then what? That should have been the go-to. Show us where you allege these chemicals come from if it was the eggs. Now, Conor Benn's come out, oh, it wasn't eggs. He backtracking. It wasn't eggs. Oh, no, it was something else. I'm not even sure what his lawyers were saying in the end, but they were just trying to work out something. Like that's their job. A lawyer's job is to lawyer. Oh, let's see what sticks. It's not about the truth, it's about get my client off. That's what they're paid to do. They're not paid to find the truth, they're paid get him off. Whatever nook or cranny you can find will do. If it's 50 eggs, no matter how ridiculous it sounds, that'll work. Throw it out there. We had 50 eggs. And you know what? I'd want some evidence of that. Yeah? Conor Benn must have a Tesco club card or whatever. Show us where you was buying 50 eggs every day for the last X amount of months. Oops. Where's all these receipts? Oh, we lost the receipts. Oh, we ain't got a club card. Yeah? Show us the CCTV. I guess you couldn't get that, but still. Ask Tesco, hey, what time you go to Tesco? Show me the CCTV of you getting 50 bits of eggs. Yeah, simple as that. I just don't believe it. So, if it was there, if the clomiphene was there, Yeah, I'm sorry, people. I think it was likely that he was juicing. Plus all the other factors we've already talked about. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. Is he back? Is he not back? It don't matter. That's the truth. It don't matter. He'll fight somewhere else. So, like I said, what's the point bothering? He might as well be able to fight in the UK because it's going to stop nothing. Let me know your thoughts. Smash the like button, subscribe, like on the bell, 100%, no doubt.